Alright, here is this Kenmore with the bad bobbin winder, or that had a bad bobbin winder. So this bobbin winder has been soaked in penetrating fluid, and then sewing machine oil, and then it got worked and worked and worked until it started moving. And then I started spinning it a whole bunch, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, with a lot of sewing machine oil and penetrating fluid until it started moving again. And then I wiped it all down, because when you over oil, it gets onto the tires and it rots the tires out and also stops them from turning. And now it is time to put this back in here. And so we'll get the pivot put in, and we'll put a dab of sewing machine oil up in that pivot. Yep, that's moving freely. And we'll put our dab of oil on there and work it in. Okay, and then we have to get our spring in place. And the spring was in, see, it's got the two hooks, was in like this, and that is causing it to have okay motion. So we will put it up in place here. Get our cover back on. And then alright, so the other problem this machine came with was that the machine wasn't releasing the hand wheel when you hit the clutch knob. As you can see, our fix earlier worked, cleaning it and adding a little bit of oil there. And now when we set our bobbin winder against there, it also turns. So I'm going to turn this on and just run our bobbin winder a whole bunch here. And I put a dab down the center. Some of these bobbin winders, they actually have a hole, so when you put one dab of oil down the middle, it comes out of the shaft into the bearing area. But there. Now that we have that turning unloaded, I'm gonna let this run a few more minutes to make sure that that bearing has a chance to warm up and melt all of the goo out of it. Because what happens is sewing machine oil is sometimes has paraffin in it. Sometimes that turns into wax, like candle wax. So if you just if something's stuck and you get it to warm up, the candle wax kind of component melts, and you can get it to flow out of whatever was stuck by, you know, running it and letting it warm up and getting it to melt out. So I'm going to run this a bit to make sure that's good and free. And then this 1249. I don't know what model that number that turns into. It's a 1249280. That'll be ready to go again.